This is the story of a fisherman named John. Like every other day, he takes his small boat out to sea to catch fish. But today, something strange happens. Suddenly, a thick fog covers the entire ocean, and visibility drops to almost zero. Lost in the mist, John loses his way. As he drifts, he notices a deserted ship floating aimlessly nearby. Curious and confused, John ties a small boat to it and decides to check what's inside. When he steps aboard, he's stunned. The entire ship is empty. Everything looks normal. Fresh food on the table, clothes hanging in the closet, clear signs that people were living there, but not a single person is in sight. He tries to start the engine, but it won't work. Alone in the vast ocean with a dead ship, John begins to panic. He picks up his binoculars and scans the horizon, hoping to spot someone. But the thick fog hides everything. Tired and desperate, he enters the control room and turns on the radio to send a distress signal. He explains everything and waits for a response, but there's only static. John decides to leave the ghost ship and return to his small boat. But when he steps outside, his boat is gone. He had tied it tightly, yet it has disappeared. Fear and confusion take over. Moments later, the fog clears completely, but John can't understand what's happening. With no other choice, he goes back inside the ship and studies the map, try to figure out where he is and how to get home. The engine is damaged. If he wants to survive, he must repair it. After searching the ship, he finds a toolbox and, with great effort, manages to fix the engine. For the first time, he feels a bit of relief. The ship starts moving again, and John slowly begins to understand his direction. But the danger isn't over yet. He tries the radio again, but no one responds. Everything around him remains a mystery. Later, while he's standing by the edge of the deck, someone suddenly pushes him from behind. John falls straight into the sea, but manages to grab a rope reel, saving himself from drowning. The pressure of the wind and water makes it almost impossible to climb back. But with determination, he pulls himself up and returns to the deck, exhausted and terrified. As he heads toward the washroom, the door suddenly slams shut behind him. At first, John thinks it's just the wind, but when he tries to leave, he realizes the door is locked from the outside. Panicking, he tries everything to open it, even using a coin to pick the lock, but nothing works. That's when it hits him. He's not alone on this ship. Someone, or something, unseen is watching him, playing with him. He screams for help, but no one answers. When he opens a small cabinet in the washroom, he's horrified to find blood inside. His heartbeat races. Still, he gathers his courage, grabs a pair of scissors, and tries to break the lock, but the door stays shut. Suddenly, the entire ship begins to shake violently, as if something massive is about to happen. Frozen in fear, John looks up and notices a small window. Trembling, he peeks outside and sees a huge cargo ship heading straight toward him. Within seconds, he realizes it's going to crash right into him. In panic, he waves his shirt in the air to signal for help, but no one notices. Then he spots a rope hanging near the window. In desperation, he ties it and throws it toward the engine fan, hoping it might slow the ship down. But things go terribly wrong. The rope gets tangled around his neck, choking him. Gasping for air, John uses a tool to cut himself free just in time. The rope stuck in the fan does manage to stop the ship's movement, but it's too late. The cargo ship collides with a thunderous crash. John is thrown across the floor and knocked unconscious. When he wakes up, the washroom is flooded with water. But strangely, it's not salty ocean. Water, it's clean, fresh water, as if someone was toying with him. Terrified and weak, John cries, begging, "Whoever you are, please let me go." But silence answers him. He drinks a bit of water from the shower, but soon it runs out. When he turns to the sink, the water has turned salty again. He realizes the ship is leaking and seawater is flooding in. Now he knows the ship won't stay afloat for long. As the water level rises, he tries to open the door again, but it's still locked. Night falls, and it feels like an invisible force is controlling the entire ship. Exhausted, John eventually passes out. A violent storm hits during the night. The ship breaks apart, and John suffers severe injuries. When he wakes up in the morning, the water has reached his head. Only his face is above the surface. Just as he's about to lose consciousness, he hears a faint click. The door unlocks on its own. The water pressure bursts the door open, and John escapes, gasping for air. He climbs to the roof for oxygen and realizes this ship is cursed. It's not the ocean that wants him dead. It's something supernatural on the ship itself. Determined to survive, John finds airbags and a broken door, using them to make a raft. He ties everything tightly and gathers food, water, and tools. Then, without looking back, he sails away slowly. But the nightmare isn't over. Hours pass, yet the ghost ship behind him doesn't sink. It's still floating, completely intact. John begins to wonder, what if I can fix it? He returns to the ship, pumps out the seawater, repairs the leaks, and restarts the systems. For a moment, he feels hope again. But when he starts the engine, nothing happens. The ship won't move. He's completely broken now, his strength and will to live fading. Just then, he spots another ship in the distance. His last chance. He jumps onto the raft and paddles toward it. But as he gets closer, the ghost ship suddenly starts moving again, heading straight for him at full speed, as if it wants to destroy him. John rows faster, but the other ship disappears in a thin air. Now he realizes the truth. This ship won't let him leave. That night, freezing and weak, John is forced to return to the same cursed ship. He wraps himself in a blanket and falls asleep, defeated. The next morning, he wakes up and decides to escape, no matter what. But once again, the door is locked. While searching for a way out, he finds a small cabinet that leads to a tight storage area. Inside, he notices a small ventilation window above him. It's his only way out. He climbs, slipping and falling repeatedly, injuring himself, but he doesn't give up. Bleeding and exhausted, he finally reaches the vent. It's sealed shut, but suddenly he hears that same click again, and the window opens. John pushes it open and leaps out, landing on the deck. The ship is now drifting toward a small island. Thinking he's finally free, he jumps off and runs ashore. But the island is completely empty. No people, no sound, just silence. As he looks back, he sees the ghost ship calmly sailing away, as if searching for its next victim. John realizes he's back where it all started. His old fishing boat is tied up at the same place. Everything looks normal, as if none of it ever happened. Was it a dream? Or did he truly encounter something beyond this world? No one knows. But one thing is certain. The ocean hides more than just water.